Billauer proving how to move on from even the most heartbreaking circumstance. 10 years ago, Jesse Billauer was a 17-year-old rising star in the surfing world. He was one of the big guys in surfing. And you know, it just takes one split second to change our life. Watch. From an early age, Jesse Billauer was a star athlete. Playing many sports, he excelled at them all.
Well, most valuable player for the Oilers, Jesse Billauer.
But surfing was by far his favorite. By the time he was only 17, Jesse was one of the best surfers in the country and featured in many magazines. But then, just 1 month after his 17th birthday, an accident put an end to all of his dreams. Jesse became paralyzed. But where so many people would bail out, Jesse finds a way to continue to enjoy the sport he loves so much. With a positive attitude, a customized surfboard, and the help of some primo friends, Jesse is still able to catch a wave with the best of them. Seeing Jesse hitting the surf is not only inspirational, but also a shining example that life rolls on. For sure. Building right now, getting to talk to you. First thing though, you got to tell your story.
Yeah, man, I got a lot of stories, but I'll tell you this one.
Well, first of all, I want to acknowledge what a super athlete you were. I mean, you were doing
And
hockey.
I still am.
You still are. Thank you.
But it's all right. I'm an athlete. Anyone with a body is an athlete.
Yes. So you're doing all these amazing athletic sporting things and excelling at all of them. You're on the magazines, you're only 17, and you're the guy to watch and all that. And that day.
Yeah, that day, man, it was a beautiful day. And I worked for the surf line, so I knew the waves were going to be really good that day. And usually I surf alone, but I had all my friends meet me down that day at the beach. And it was before school, so there wasn't really too many people there. And I was the first one out, and it was just such a beautiful day. 6 to 8 foot waves, perfectly sunny and glassy. And, you know, I was catching all these waves by myself, and finally my friends came out and I took off on this one wave, and I just remember, you know, I stood up and I went down the line, and as I was going in this barrel, I came out and the wave ended up hitting me in my back, and I went head first into the water and didn't put my hands out, and I hit my head on the shallow sandbar. And, you know, at that moment right then, everything in my body was tingly and numb, and I was floating face down in the water, just unable to move at all, and all I could do was just hold my breath. And there I was, just hoping and waiting for the wave to turn me over. And you know, when it did, I knew that was my chance to call for help. And when I called for help, you know, my friends thought I was joking around, so nobody came over to help me. And so all I could do was just hope that someone would come over there, because I knew I couldn't get out by myself. And some more waves kind of tumbled me around. And finally, a friend came over, and he just told him, like, you know, you got to keep my head above water, else I'm going to drown. Kept repeating that over and over, and waves were hitting us, our surfboards were hitting us, and another friend came over and held my neck and brought me to the beach. And when they put me on the sand, there I was, just laying there, unable to move, and I had a crowd of people around me, and I looked up at the sky, and I just saw my dreams flash in front of my eyes. I was like, you know, I want to be that pro surfer. I want to be in that big feature film movie, graduate college, and then have that wife and kid. And I was just really scared at that time, but I didn't really know too much, so I thought in a couple months I'd be all right. And, you know, next thing I remembered, I was in the hospital. I woke up on a rotating bed. The tubes come out of my throat and out of my arms, and the doctor came in my room and told me something that I never wanted to hear, you know, let alone, I don't think anyone would want to hear it, but as an athlete, as I'm really active, he told me that I broke the 6th vertebrae in my neck, and that I would C6 quadriplegic, and I'd be paralyzed and maybe never be able to walk again. At first, I couldn't even sit up without feeling dizzy and lightheaded. I'd have a strap around my chest so I wouldn't fall out of my chair. I had to learn how to brush my teeth, brush my hair, feed myself, and a week before that I was independent, you know, doing everything myself. And now I realized that I was gonna have to live a whole new life and depend on other people. But I can't change what happened, and I'm only going to go out and kind of think about the things I can do and not what I can't do.
The movie. What are you doing? You got the cap on that says Life Rolls On.
Yeah, Life Rolls On. That's actually the foundation that I started to help raise money and awareness for spinal cord injury research.
Yeah.
And I work close together with the Christopher Reeve Foundation, and luckily,
One of my heroes.
a big thing for me when I was in the hospital, a little quick story, is I got a phone call, and my mom said this guy Christopher's on the phone. I didn't even have a friend named Christopher, so I'm like, who's this? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I got on the phone and started talking, and I'm like, yeah, it was Superman, man. Christopher Reeve actually called me, and at the time when he was talking, he had a ventilator, so he had to talk and then stop, and I didn't know, so I'd always interrupt him, and then it took me like a minute. I'm like, oh my god, he's just trying to get air, so I'm like, kind of kept cutting him off, but we met, and
you met face to face?
we met a couple times, and he'll be in my documentary movie, and you know, he was a great guy, and he did a lot of stuff for spinal cord injury research, and I feel like someone's got to step up, and that's what I'm trying to do. Life Rolls On Foundation, and you know, we put on events, golf tournaments, surf events, concerts, auctions, dinners. We take other disabled people out surfing through a program called They Will Surf Again.
Can you imagine being able to go back out and surf again?
Yeah.
When
I mean,
you've had the trials and tribulations of being in the hospital like you have?
One main thing that I really, you know, I want the kids to know out there that, you know, one person can make a difference.
Yeah.
And everyone tells people, you know, one person, oh, you can't really make a difference. But here I am, one person who started a foundation. We raised almost $1 million already. And, you know, I feel like you're the only person that can stop yourself from doing the things that you love. And all your dreams can come true just as long as you follow your heart and mind.
One of the things I want to point out real quick is we're in favor of stem cell research, and I just want to say that to you as somebody who's very involved in modern medicine. I know that you're going to walk again. There's no doubt in my mind. And the kind of advances that we're making in medicine and technology today. But in the meantime, in between time, we really need people like you and Chris Reeves. We need heroes like you. You're so handsome. Look at this. Hey! What? If you want to find out. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. But I tell you what, you got what it takes.
What's up, girl?
If
She's
you want to
going
find
from the country to the surf.
Yeah. If you want to find out more about Jesse's foundation, and I sure do now, Life Rolls On is the name of it. Log on to faithstreams.com and just click on our show's web link.
And then
I'm just
our
so
big
impressed.
events are on July 22nd and 23rd.
Where?
One's at the Beverly Hills Hotel, and the other one's at the Malibu Country Club. It's an auction, dinner,
California.
concert. Yeah, California, man.
California.
But I gotta be by the beach.
Because you're
And
a
the sun,
Pisces,
and
you're
the
a
bikini.
fish. Well, thank you so much. And I'm going to be there when you walk again. We're gonna dance together. You still feel the nudge, like you still need a little kind of a push? We got plenty more ideas after this.